from my other computer so that, yeah, there we go. So let's recap. Let me mute my video. Right. So let's recap what we learned last time. Yeah. Last time we saw the vowels, the 14 vowels on the 2 ayogavahas, right? And the consonant up to th, right? It's up to th. So let's recap that. So let's start with the vowels first. That would be a, a, and you have e, and you have e, then you have u, same as Tamil. You have u, which is same as Tamil. Then you have r, then you have r, then you have l, then you have l, then you have a, then you have I, then you have O, then you have A. And 2 ayogavahas that are and right? Those are the 14 vowels and the 2 ayogavahas. Then you have the consonants, which is first the kavarga, ka, kha, Ga. Ga. And Nga. So you have Ka, Ka, Ga, Ga, Nga. Then you have Cha. Then you have Cha. Then you have Ja. Same as Tamil. Then you have Ja. And then you have Nya. Right. Then look the third varga, the Ta. So we have Ta. We have Ta. Then you have Da. Then you have Dha. Then you have Na, which is same as Tamil Na. Right. So again, to summarize, so we have your E and your Ng. The difference is this. There's a line coming down, and we have Ka, and you have A, right? The difference is the tip here, and the long thing here is just a loop. Yeah. And you have Nya. The difference is the thing here. It comes here and forms like a cocoon, right? So let's cover the other vargas. There's Kakagaganga, Chachajajanya, Tatadadana. Then we go to the Ta varga. So you have Ta, same as Tamil Ta. Then you have Tha. Then you have Da. Then you have Dha. And then you have Na. Right. So this is the same as Tamil, and this is same as Tamil, right? So the important bit is your Tha and your the. Right. It might look similar to ya. Right. It might look similar to ya. The difference is like it goes a bit underneath and it's a bit longer and it's curvy. This bit, so it goes like this for the, and for the, it makes a loop. Yeah. So those are different between the, and yeah. Right. It's flat here. The yeah is flat. Right. So in print, sometimes usually you find it. If there's a line, you find it like this, right? What I do when I write, technically, I try to dip it a bit down so that it's a bit clearer, that it's the and the, not yeah, so that people don't confuse. You can do that, or you can just write on top of the line. That's fine as well. But I sort of tend to slightly dip it a bit. Yeah, not this much, but just ever so slightly, so it's a bit more, it's a bit clearer. Yeah, it's a bit more clear that right between the and the. Right. Then after the tavarga, you have your pavarga, which is pa, pa. So this is not fa, it's actually pa. And then you have your ba, and bha. And then you have ma. Right. So pa is easy, right? You take say you take the Tamil pa, make it a bit longer, try to add a loop, and you'll get the Grantha pa, right? And you add a loop again, and you get pa. Yeah. Then you have your ba, right? It's similar to pa. You just add a dip here, right? So it becomes pa, right? So it's like pa, it's like pa, but you just add a small dip. Yeah. Then you have bha, which is different. So you just have to remember this shape that's different from the others, and you have to remember ma. And that's the Varga consonants. Let's go to the Avarga ones. You have ya, which is same as Tamil ya. Then you have ra, which is similar to Tamil ra. Then you have la, and then you have va, the same as the Tamil va, right? So here is same as Tamil, va is same as Tamil, ra is similar to Tamil, right? You start with Tamil ra, but you just have to make it into a loop. Right? It does like this. Come on, just make it into a loop. Yeah. And you have la, which is the thing you need to actually remember. La, right? Sanskrit also has the other la, the big la, la. Right. As in pralaya. So you have this la, right? And it's very similar to Tamil la. So do this something that you get la. And then the following ones are very, very easy. You have sh, same as Tamil sh. Then you have sh, which is same as Tamil. And then you have s, which is sort of similar to Tamil. Yeah, this becomes a single line here. And then you have ha, right? Which is the same as Tamil, right? So all these three things are pretty much same as Tamil. And this is very similar to Tamil. Yeah, so we have the Tamil side here. We just have to make it into a small loop here, right? That's here. So, yeah. So let's write everything once again, all the consonants one together. So you have ka, kha, ga, gha, na, cha, cha, ja, jha, nya, tha, ta, sorry, ta, tha, da, dha, na. Then we have ta, tha, da, dha, na. Then we have pa, pha, ba, dha, ma. Yeah, ra, la, va, sha, sha, sa, ha, and la. Right. So things that are similar would be your year, your th, and your th, right? The th has a loop here. The th doesn't have a loop, but both of them have very curved stroke here, and yeah, it's very flat, right? It's quite flat here. And you have your this, then you have your who, and then you have your the. Right? The difference is like it's very short, and there's a line that comes below. Right? And you have your verb, your pa, and your ka. It's short here. This is quite long. Here, this nose is quite big. Let's write this nose. This is va. This is pa. And this is ka. Right. In print, mostly you see the tail very, very flat like this. That's fine. It's print. They have to like put letters on top of each other. While writing, I tend to sort of write it like this. So it looks prettier, but it's just a stylistic difference. Right? In print, mostly you'll find like this, but in writing, you can write like this. It's fine. Right? It looks prettier that way. So that's pretty much it to complete the basic consonants and vowels, right? We'll try to write it one more time together so that we'll remember everything together. A, A, E, E, U, U, R, R, L. There's space I like here. L, A, I, O, 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 aha. Right. So it's a bit too big. Let's fix it. So yeah, and you have your ka, ka, ga, ga, na, cha, cha, J, J, Nya. Then we have T, T, sorry, T, Apaprana T, T, D, D, no. Then here we have T, T, D, D, no. Pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. Yeah. Ra, la, va. And here. Sh, sh, sa, ha, and la. Right. So everything we have studied. Okay, this is same as Tamil. This is pretty much similar to Tamil. This is same as Tamil. This thing is same as Tamil. Again, this is what's happening. Good. Okay. This is same as Tamil. Similar to Tamil. This is similar to Tamil. The whole thing is what's same as Tamil. This is same as Tamil. This is similar to Tamil. This is similar to Tamil. This is the same as Tamil. This is similar to Tamil. Right. So pretty much half of the letters or what you expect in Tamil. Right. You can already recognize some of this, and if you concentrate more, you can recognize others. Right. Pretty much out of all this, like 3 dozen, 4 dozen letters, you only have to learn quite a few that are unique, right? So if you know cha, you can form cha. If you know pa, you can do pa, and you can do ba, right? And if you know da, you can do da, right? And yeah, so it doesn't take a lot of effort, yeah, to actually recognize all the forms, right? There are only few different forms, and if you put some effort into that, you can recognize those. Yeah, and I forgot the ver is like same as Tamil, right? So those are basic consonant and vowels, right? And let's go to the combinations. உயிர்மை எழுத்துக்கள். If you can borrow the Tamil term. So let's start with let's use the kavarga as sample. So you have ka, ka. Then you have ki. Ki. You have ki. Then you have your ku. Then you have your ku. Then you have your K, which is a bit trickier. Then you have your Kai. You have your Ko. Then you have your let's take one. Then you have your Ka. Right. You can see that it's pretty much same as Tamil. Yeah. Your Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Kai, Ko, Kau. It's pretty much same as Tamil. For cow, you don't get the dice are empty. But sometimes in some old books, you do find it like this. You do find it like this. If you want to write it like that, it's fine. But in most modern printed books, you'll only find it like this, right? So both are right? That's fine. So what's different from Tamil? Yeah, let's see that. So you have your K, which is basically your K. So it's not K, but in Grantha it's K, right? Same way. Ko, it's actually Ko, right? So there is a reason for it, because like 200 years ago in Tamil, right? This was K, and this was K, and this was Ko, and this was Ko, right? And then this was reformed, right? So they created a new form where this became K, and this became K, and this became Ko, and this became Ko, right? So these are like new forms that were invented in the last 200 years, 200 odd years. So if you even see the manuscript, mostly they won't differentiate K and Ko because manuscripts don't have the pulley. And if you want to differentiate, you have to do it at the pulley, right? It has to be K, sorry. So it has to be K, Ko, and Ko, right? The pulley was the only differentiating part. But then people didn't usually write the pulley, so they invented new forms to differentiate it like explicitly. But Grantha, being a traditional script, it inherited what used to be the long A and O in old Tamil script and retained it in the modern form. It didn't adopt the new forms that were like invented for Tamil, right? Then you have the vowels, the Sanskrit vowels, which is Kr, Kr. Then you have Kl, which is Kr, Kr. Then this is Klu. Then you have Klu. Right. So this is the most common thing. And very rarely you find this one, Kru. And I said Klu. There's only one word in Sanskrit, in common Sanskrit, that has the Klu, Klipta or Klip. This is just, it doesn't exist in any Sanskrit word, right? So there's no Sanskrit word that has Klu or Lu, right? It's just an invented form to make it symmetrical to Lu, right? So let's do it one more time in order. So we have Ka. Then we have Ka. Then we have Ki. Then you have Ki. Then you have Ku. Then you have Ku. Then you have, let's take another one. Then you have Kru. Then you have Kru. Then you have Klu. Then you have Klu. Then you have K. Then you have Kai. Then you have Ko. Then you have take another one. You have Cow. It's either like this or this. Both are fine, right? That would be Cow. Right. So things to consider. You have your, take a different brush, which is Kru, one loop, and you have your Kru, right? So it's you go like this and the screw, right? So that's a screw, right? Same way. So one thing will give you K. If you put it twice, it will give you Kai. Right? You can see that it's very, very similar. So if you have like two A's and you want to write them fast, they get joined, which gives you pretty much gives you the Tamil Kai, right? In fact, if you go to inscriptions, it's common to find like this, right, on top of each other, right? You can find same kind like this. It's basically two ways combined in a cursive handwriting will give you the Tamil right? But it's the same principle, right? So the vowel signs are very, very easy. Most of them are same as Tamil. We have to reread the short A as A and short O as O because it's Sanskrit, and Tamil has changed that reading up in the last 200 years. And I is same, O is pretty much the same. Sometimes you have the left hand side, sometimes just with the la like sign. And yeah, that's very, very simple. Based on that, we can pretty much read like many basic Sanskrit words. Yeah, let's again, you have your ka and you have your taha. Yeah, that would be your ka. That would be your taha. So Grantha doesn't have a pulley, but it has something like this, which is equivalent to the vira, the pulley in Tamil. Right? So pulley. So you write the ka and you do this, yeah. So let's try to read a few words. I'm sorry, before that, there's one more small symbol, the avagraha. So, right, which you can see in avagraha is either written like this or like this. So avagraha appears when R disappears. Say, let's say we take a word, right? Namaha. Right. So when you combine this, it becomes Namo Mi Ta Paya. Right. To show that there was an A, but it's not there anymore. We are an avagraha, right? Show that A just disappeared during Sandhi, right? So that's called the avagraha. In Grantha, you either write it like this or like this, right? You find it in both forms. Right? So let's write a few basic words, right? Let's say right, that is ka, ka. Let's say you want to write something. It would be a, mi, ta, ha. Mi, ta, right? You can also write, let's say, someone give me a word, give me a Sanskrit word without any samyukta. Okay. Let's say Arunaha, right? You want to write Arunaha, right? It goes up, Ru, right? So one more thing, right? Before I forget, we know that in Grantha, the puli takes a funny form like this, right? Right. It works for all consonants except for 3, right? You don't write it like this, but rather like this. This is it, right? Same way, you don't write in like this, you write like this. That would be in. Same way, you don't write in like this, but rather like this. In. Right. Let me write once more. These are special forms. So you have, let me write here, but yeah, so you have, wrong again. So instead of writing this, we have to write it like this. Right, and instead of writing like this, you have to write it like this. Right. And instead of writing like this, you have to write it like this. Right? So say I want to write the word Bhagavat, right? So Bhagavat, Bha, Ga, Va, It. So Ba, Ga, Va, It. So Ba, Ga, Vat, right? So I want to write Bhagavan. I write it like Ba, Ga, Va. So Ba, Ga, Va, Ba, Ga, Ga, Bhagavan. So you want to say the word, say Sarvam, right? The same Bhagavan. Yeah. If you want to write Om, right? I can write it like Om. Om. Yeah. So there's also a special symbol for Om. If you want to write it, so usually Om can be found like this, or it can be found like this, Sometimes you also have a special symbol. So in Grantha, they only write like this, right? So sometimes you have a special symbol that goes like this. Let me write it clearly. It would be in Grantha would be so sometimes you find the symbol, but mostly in print, you either write with an anuswara or with a makara, right? That's the two things you find. Right. One thing you could do, since we know how to do this, you can go to this website, Granthavarman, right? And the links are in the PowerPoint that we sent, right? So loading, right? So it has the basic thing. You can switch between Devanagari and Tamil, right? To go through what you have learned, the basic stuff, and also kaka kiki kuku, gaga kiki kuku, gru gru glu glu, ge kai go go, yeah. And basically can try to revise what's happening. And if you want to practice, right, you can go to words, right? You can try the easy and difficulty, yeah. So let's try let's do right. So we want to match what this means. So I have girikaha, right? I want to find the matching word here, which is over here, right? Girikaha, right? I have hey, and I want to find the matching word here, hey, right? And I have the word dushitaha, and that is dushitaha, right? So if you click again, it will give you a new set of words that you can practice. If you think 8 is too much, you can change number here. It gives 4 words, so we can start slowly, right? I have chadanama, which is here, right? And if you think it's too small, you can use Control plus to make it bigger, right? So you can read it properly, right? I have Ishayati, which is here, right? I have Kavachika, which is here, right? So you can try to read words since we know all the letters and all the symbols. You have to go to this site, click words here, and try to basically match them so you can improve your reading skills. You can also try to match individual letters you want to keep practicing. So again, keep it as easy. That gives you a basic consonant vowels. And if you say medium, it gives a combination. So I want to find, let's say to Devanagari, right? I want to say what's now, which is here, right? I want to find gum, and it's here, right? And I want to find ne, which is here, and I found it here, right? And I want to find dha, and I found it here, right? And if you go to easy, it gives you a basic things. So I have lu, where is lu? I found it here, right? And same thing, right? As long as you switch on to easy or medium, right? You can try to practice reading basic letters, yeah. That's pretty much it, yeah. So we'll just write the consonants one more time, and then it will be done for the day, right? Let's do it one more time. Ka, ka, ki, ku, ku, kru, Clue. 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 Okay. Kai. Go. Either this or this. Both are fine. Cow. And you have your come. Right. And you have your ik. Right. And one more thing to remember, we don't write it like this, but rather like this. Right? We don't write in like this, but rather this. We don't write him like this, but rather this. And these are the exceptions. And if you want to practice reading basic words, right, you can go here, try to pick up how many ever you want to practice. I want to practice like only 2 words, even 1 word, right? You just want to like do parallel thing. We can see it again, right? Bidaka, bidaka, right? And every time it gives you a new word and it shows you what it means here. You can always do that. And if you want a bit more challenging, the 4 words and try to match this one here, right? Mostly easy and medium. For words, just easy. And for other things, easy and medium will cover what we have learned as of this session. Again, if we just give 1. Okay, let's finish here. Let's give it 1 here. It gives you a random word, random consonant now and then that you can learn, right? So it's easy to practice that way, right? And if you want to see everything together, you can go to learn and see everything, sorry, and see everything here, right? And yeah, that's it for today. I think it's already 5 and we are officially done. Let me close my screen share. Sure. And let me stop it. It's fine. I can turn on the video here. Okay. Right. So yeah, let's do the questions. Let's do the chat questions first. Sorry, is it not luru? No, that's very, very wrong. Sanskrit has luru, which is different from the vowels lu and lu, right? If you think about it, you have a, I, u, r, then lu, right? It's logical. Some people misread it as lru and lru. That's wrong pronunciation. Lru and lru are like separate words, separate consonants, not to be confused with lu and lu. Yeah. And so that's done. We answered that question. Was it last one, but one and last? I don't understand what it means. Are there 33 or 34 consonants? Yeah, usually the l, the big l, right? You don't count it as a consonant in Sanskrit, but it's commonly used. At least in South Indian Sanskrit, you can find it all the time, right? So Pralaya, Kali, right, and Kalatra, you find it with like the big la, even in Sanskrit, even in Grantha, right? Same like Tamil, right? They pretty much have the same conventions how they used. So in South Indian Sanskrit, you do find the big la. Done. Can you please suggest course something where can I get a certification? I have no idea. Maybe some universities conduct courses, probably. If you want a certificate, I don't know, maybe EFU does it, or maybe actually don't know. Is there no rendu in Grantha? No, it's not. It's a very, very Tamil invention. Right? So if you see the Tamil ordering, we have Kanga, Chanya, Tana, Tana, Pama, Yaralava, Yarala, and all the Tamil specific ones come at the end, right? So it's these 4 letters are Tamil invention, which are just shoved to the end, right? So there isn't one. Any usage of lu and lu, yeah, clip. That's pretty much the only word in Sanskrit that's commonly used. Klipta, kliptam, parikliptam, right? As such, as I don't know any other words that use lu in Sanskrit. Lu, it's an artificial invention because people thought, what, ru as ru, and they wanted the dirgha for lu, so they just invented lu. Right? There are no natural words in Sanskrit that has the word that has the vowel lu. Right? There is no ra in Grantha. That's a difficult question. There is ra. Right? Sanskrit has ra. How you define it? For instance, some the Agnim Ide, right? In some recension it becomes Agnim Ile, right? And there are certain recensions in South India where it becomes Agnim Ire, right? Where Ra is used. The Jaimini Samaveda Shakas, they have Ra in the Vedas itself, and now in the recensions. So that's there, but it's also written with like Tamil like here, right? It's the same letter. But we don't find it in like normal Sanskrit. It's just Vedic Sanskrit where Ra occurs. Yeah. The big Ra, no, it does not occur at all in Grantha, nor in Sanskrit. And that's pretty much it for all the chat questions. If you have anything to ask live, I think Vidya can unmute you and I can answer the other questions. Just raise your hands and Vidya can unmute you, or I can unmute you.
There is one question on the chat about how to use fonts in Android.
You can't, unfortunately, unless you root your phone, you can't. Google doesn't come with an Grantha font for Android. You have to wait until Google somehow magically decides that Grantha is important and adds the font. You can do it, but you have to root your phone, which will probably void your warranty. I wouldn't recommend rooting your phone, but if you want, you can root your phone and install a Noto Sans Grantha, and you can read Grantha on your Android phone. But out of the box, there is no other way. Right? There isn't a way to display Grantha in Android phones. Yeah, I think there are no more questions. I think then we'll end the session here. Thanks again for coming.
The volume Ragaram, is it there is what is a question being asked?
No, because there is no Sanskrit sound. at least big L and R, it occurs in Vedic Sanskrit, and L occurs in normal Sanskrit as well. But the R and the sound is not in Sanskrit. So Grantha doesn't not have a letter for that.
So unless anybody has any other questions, if you have, please raise your hand or we can wind up for the day. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. See you next week.